What's going on, my people? You know who it is. It's your boy King Cape. I'm coming at y'all with a new, fresh, improved point of view on this television station right now. It's probably playing on your TV. That's why I said television station. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to go there. We're trying to get there. So right now, we're starting out on these platforms that we're on right now. But it's going to go up and up and up and up and up. As you can see, each episode gets better. Each episode gets more in tune. Each episode gets more expanding. You know what I'm saying? So if you like what you see so far in the first 3 episodes, this being the 4th one, like, share, comment, subscribe, share this with some people, man. Let them know what's really going on over here. Without no further ado, I'm going to try to make it as least like lengthy as possible. You know what I'm saying? Because we got my peoples and whatnot. They don't know nothing about the patience. You know what I'm saying? So we got to make sure that we got to get it for the people who ain't got no patience. You know what I'm saying? Much love to y'all too. Ain't nothing. I ain't got no patience sometimes too, so I totally understand. We're gonna get into it right about now. There's a longer video of this too somewhere. I've seen it before. He's shooting at them for a good minute. He's blowing them, shooting at like, but they ain't falling.
This man met a woman at a club and followed her home, but look what he was able to capture in his dash camera before the video finishes abruptly. It was a good thing he didn't make it back to her house.
Lady done transformed on your ass. You can, man, go home and get eaten if you want to. Oh, the city of Agartha. Yep, Agartha. We know. It's mapped out, bro. How is it fake when it already been mapped out for centuries now? Probably millennia. I don't think that's real. Because they're using them fake zombie noises that... Now, there are some zombies in UK right now. But I don't think that was one of them. That is how some of them look. Yeah. Beautiful people though. Yep. Now we know that's AI, but that's still correct representation of how they look. The mantids, or what those are called, the mantids. Oh, they know! The last one was a mantid as well.
Do you guys remember this video? It was posted to the internet maybe more than 10 years ago. And whether this video is real or not, I'm going to show you guys how it ties into the Epstein files, as well as the death of a scientist named Amy Eskridge.
When I was watching this, I felt like it was true because this is how they look. Yes.
So what are you doing here now? How?
Yep.
Why do we destroy ourselves with nuclear war?
Because you're idiots. Yep.
Answer me. If you don't
This interview was long as shit. They cut
Now,
it down.
scopolamine is in the Epstein files. It says, ask Chris about my trumpet plants at the nursery. Trumpet plants are used to make scopolamine. This is an email forwarded to Jeffrey Epstein. It's a Daily Mail article outlining the powers of scopolamine. This is Amy Eskridge. She was a scientist who unalived herself back in 2022, and she said something similar to the alien.
Have you heard of the P-52s and the P-47s?
47.
Do you know what that is?
Ma'am.
They're us from the future. They are you. They are me. They're from here, from the future. Right? So there's like a apocalypse scenario in the near future. It wipes out most of like everything, man.
Now, also keep in mind that Amy
Listen how matter-of-fact
Eskridge was
she
born
was.
and raised in Huntsville, Alabama. And Huntsville, Alabama was where a lot of the families that were contracted for the Operation Paperclip moved to. They went to the Redstone Arsenal in Huntsville, Alabama. Just some stuff for you guys to ponder. But as always, let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Research, lady. Getting up out of there. You better get up out of there.
Don't like it, don't like it, don't like it. I never don't like it.
Ah, you hear the terror in her voice. They go for those who are scared, though. As long as that boy is still there, lurking. God bless. Stop playing with mirrors, y'all. Stop playing with mirrors. Especially if it's a silverback mirror, don't play with it, man. I actually don't really like mirrors, to be honest with you. Look at the surprise on her face. It forgot to turn. Dimensional rift. I think I remember this one. You're gonna look up. Yep. Now, that can be made by somebody double filming, but I don't think it's double film.
What is going on here, guys? Shh! Shut up! There's no way. No! Get up out of there.
These ones are new. Where are they going?
No way. Come!
The shamblers. Yo, you better be glad it's
Where?
not the ones who
Where they
move
go?
fast, though.
This is in the UK. I'm in the UK.
No way.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on in the UK, but I've seen a lot of videos about zombies in the UK, and they were very convincing.
No.
Going out, we need to follow them.
This one I haven't had the chance to verify.
First thing first, I don't know who that lady is whispering like that. All right? Now, she said that was in the UK.
Yeah.
If anybody's in the UK, can you confirm that? Because she's saying that there's zombies in the UK. And to be honest with you, it looked like zombies. Stop playing with me, son. This video for insane purpose. What the hell is going on in the UK? But if you're over there, you better get the hell out of there now. Now I'm just playing around, guys. Come on, I must have been a movie scene or something, right? Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game of a guy. You see what time it's in. Shh. But I tell you one thing. if I'm ever somewhere like that and I see people walking around moving like zombies, I can stop that.
Arm up. I remember this. That's oh man. It's one of two things. It's either a chimera or a demon. Either a chimera or a demon.
I have a video for you today that is going viral and for very good reason. This was captured by a couple of witnesses in South America. They were down by the water when they noticed something odd coming up from the water itself. What they expected was maybe a fish or even a snake. So they began recording. But what they captured has everyone claiming this to be footage of a mermaid. And there's a couple of things you need to pay close attention to as the being comes up out of the water, the shadow it makes, and then as it dives back down, its wake, and again, those ripples. But the question remains, is this real or not? Take a look at this footage, comment below, tell me what you think.
The brow ridge is similar to what it's identical. That's hard to tell. Because that's how some of their faces look. Now, there's a bunch of different phenotypes, like there's a bunch of different phenotypes of humans. But when you take into account stay out their territory. Now, the only discrepancy I have about that is you hear all the background noise, but you don't hear the splash. There has been occurrences of this happening, but from the resolution of the video, I believe it's additionally imposed. The guy to the right of looks like Elon Musk. The guy to the left looks like Donald Trump. And if you pay attention to that cuff, it's only on the left hand. Unless that's some sort of, you see what I'm saying? The cuff is only on the left hand and not on the right hand.
There's vertices, so there's points on the pyramid, right? At the angles. And that's where the energy enters into. The lines from one vertices to another, that's where the energy travels along those lines. So if you think about a hexagon shape, right? The six-sided hexagon, which is common shape you see in beehives. It's a beehive shape. All the energy flows in and it vortexes to the center. And at the center, it dissipates outward. So in a pyramid, all the energy vortexes within the pyramid all the way to the apex, and then it disperses out through the apex. And that's how the energy travels through the pyramid. But you can use these shapes as containment fields for energy, for certain negative energy. And that's what they were used for. Some of the seals of Solomon, some of these ancient magic symbols are actually containment spells for entities. So I hypothesized that certain structures like the pyramids, where they say they were tombs, I'm like, maybe that's what they are. Imprisonment tombs for ancient spirits to keep them where they are. I associated that with some of these buried craft. And I'm like, maybe this is a technology to further contain some of these entities. Top structure has a lot to do with it. It could be just a marker, but also an extra layer of protection aside from the actual technology, because we really don't know what they are, we would assume that they were some type of mothership or some type of craft that would carry a huge crew, but we really don't know. There are these stories about that being the case, that buried beneath these structures like ziggurats in Mesopotamia, these are the tombs of some of these ancient gods, which would be the Nephilim, because they were actually, some of them were actually ruling kings. Certain things do line up.
Accurate. That's why I build the
Wait, so
circular
let's
home.
actually talk about
Do you know
this.
the government hires drivers to make rush hour more stressful so that when you get home to with your family, you're pissed off, tired, stressed, and less likely to overthrow the government?
Why is she cooking though? Why is she cooking though? Because not too long ago, I told y'all about that dude that said that most of the people that we see in the mall and stuff are not most. That's an exaggeration. A lot of the people that we see in the mall are actually NPCs. Like, people are actually hired by companies to go stand in elevators. People are hired to go up and down escalators and just walk around the mall. Yo, if you really actually wake up, the more you know, the more you learn, the less you know. We are living in a stage, like, and every single thing is so intentional, bro. And it makes me just double, triple think. It's also just like that one girl, she made a video. Now, this is neither here nor there. You got to tell me what you think. But there was this one girl that was saying that dogs are, like, you know that consistent dog barking, and it kind of sounds like the same cadence and like the same freaking big dog in all the hood areas, that the dogs, yo, this sounds insane. The dogs are planted. The dogs are government plants so that we, like, people in the hood do not have peace. Kind of like the whole situation with, it's kind of like the situation where KFC and like McDonald's and all of these like really junky things are put in the places where, you know, people are like below the poverty line and everything, to keep them controlled and to keep them from, you know, actually being able to get out of that matrix. Like, I feel like if we really knew everything, we would go insane. Is it just me? Like, make sure you guys like and follow, comment down below what you think. I can definitely keep this going. Because listen, one thing about me, I could be literally out right now. I'm like, wait, let me go talk to them about this.
Keep thinking, lady. Keep thinking. I've seen this book before. That is human flesh. Skin. Esoteric knowledge. Functions of the body and the functions of the spirit. Now they have broken down your body to full science, to where they know what is used to manipulate you. That man brushing away skin follicles and DNA to uncover each page. That's crazy.
Yo, y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comment about this video, because this video is looking kind of real. Them kids seen what they saw and skedaddled. They got out that gym. They didn't waste no time on photo grade. Shit is crazy.
For real, they got up out there quick. And
you know how they say history is his story and that the victor writes the story? Have you thought about that element in regards to the Great Wall of China?
Yes.
Listen to this, because this changes everything.
Watch the movie The Great Wall.
You're telling me the Great Wall of China isn't just long, it's impossible.
Exactly. People say it's 13,000 miles, but they don't really process what that means. That's 4 times the entire U.S. stretched coast to coast. plus another 1,000 miles, and it was started in 220 BC, before Jesus, before most empires even existed. That's the point.
But how does an ancient civilization build something that massive without modern machines?
It took over 1,000 years. No empire commits that kind of time unless they're terrified of something. And here's the part nobody talks about. The steep defensive side, the battlements, they're facing China, not the outside.
So the wall wasn't built to keep people out.
It was built to keep something in, and some researchers even claim it may not be Chinese at all, but a leftover structure from the old Tartarian Empire. If that's true, then you have to ask yourself, what were they trying to contain?
Okay, so you can fact check this for yourself through imaging and compassing. The defensive side of the Great Wall of China is pointed to inside of China. So to me, that either means they're trying to keep something in, okay, or that it was an empire on the outside of China that built the wall to defend against the inside of China. Or maybe, so that would indicate actually, it wasn't likely Chinese people who lived in China who built this wall with defensive systems and battlements and armaments pointed into China. It's just a bit strange. Now, all I'm saying is we've been lied to about so much. We get lied to in the news about what happened last week. Is it such a stretch, to think we've been lied to about something that happened thousands of years ago? I don't think so. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more.
All right, I'm sorry if you're a sensitive person, but this needs to be talked about. You guys need to share this video. This is obviously a dead moose somewhere in Canada, I believe, and it is just covered in thousands of ticks. This is the reason why it has died, because ticks will suck the blood, and when there's that many, there you go. Crazy. Now, I'm no expert, but I grew up in Canada, and I used to be out in the forest. I literally had a forest out back. I used to be in the forest all the time playing manhunt with my friends. We wouldn't even look for ticks. We'd never even check for them when we come home. If you got a tick, it was a very rare thing. And now we're seeing animals with tens of thousands of ticks on them, just covered head to toe. If you guys think that this is just a natural process, you're not very smart. And the timing of this couldn't be any better. You know, it's interesting that Big Pharma is coming out with vaccines for Lyme disease and, you know, all this stuff to combat the ticks. It goes even deeper when top scientists at these companies
remember what happened
go on air and talk about how they can bioengineer ticks to make us allergic to red meat. Have a listen.
So possibly we can use human engineering to make it the case that we're intolerant to certain kinds of meat, to certain kinds of bovine proteins. And there's actually analogs of this in life. There's this thing called the Lone Star tick, where if it bites you, you'll become allergic to meat. I can sort of describe the mechanisms.
This is what they're talking about right here. These microscopic fucking ticks that are just outbreaking all over the United States. You guys think that this is a coincidence, huh? Do you think this is fucking normal, guys? Or do you think something else is going on here? Create the problem and the solution on repeat over and over again. Biological warfare, the same thing that we saw in 2020. That's what you're seeing right now. And I'm so sick of these Satanists that control everything, that poison our fucking air, our water, our food supply, that are releasing these ticks. I'm sick of these people. So when you guys are down to get together and overthrow all of them, let me know. I'll be on the front lines. And in the meantime, you guys should obviously know how important it is to detox your body from everything that they're doing to us. That's why I take Chalk's hot water purified shilajit every single day. Supports in a healthy detox. Also mineralizes the body, known to decalcify the pineal gland. Something that the system desperately doesn't want you to take. And I have incredible lifetime discounts for you guys. So comment with the word info and check your DMs. Peace and love.
The boy always be pushing that.
Passengers on a recent cruise off the coast of Puerto Rico noticed the light starting to flicker on the ship, and also strange noises coming from the ocean. So many passengers started to look to sea, and what they saw next really blew their minds. Take a look at this. Take a look at that right there.
You already know what that is. Not a bioluminescent fluid.
What does that look like to you? Look at the way it keeps lighting up as well, too. Pretty strange, if you ask me. Now, this video is not AI. It was run through AI, and it is authentic. Look, now it goes off. Now it comes back on. Just strange as hell. And what makes this story even more stranger, when people were asking the crew members of the ship as to what the heck was going on with the lights flickering and the noises that were coming from the ocean, they said it's just normal. That happens on cruise ships all the time. I was recently on a cruise, and guess what? That didn't happen. And I didn't spot any of these in the middle of the night. So what do you think they saw out there in the ocean? Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Man-made, put it like that.
How many of y'all seen this video?
I have not.
You know, I always wondered where this story came from, blonde-haired, blue-eyed people, that the Adolf Hitler's, narrative came from. And now I know why. Allegedly, these are the real pure Nordic race, which are blonde hair and blue-eyed. I don't know what to believe no more, but I'm gonna tell you why this makes more sense. Because you remember that symbol that party in Germany used to brandish? This same symbol that is on Yale's library, which was built or predates the 1600s. Don't you realize that this building also predates the letter J? Facts. So that symbol, which was of the German party, which is a symbol of the black hole sun, like, what, you know what I mean? If these are children of the sun, why would the German party, if this is not the German party, because I believe it is, and everything that we've been told has been a lie, World War I, World War II, I mean everything. Watch this video. And I can't show this on TikTok even though I'm making it on here, but I'm only going to put it on private, or save it, and Instagram, and I can't show this on YouTube because they'll ban me. So only IG will get this video.
The real Germany, the empire of the children of the sun, and how this empire was erased from history, and the lies that have been told about the so-called black man and woman. Let us discuss the facts about how the real pure Nordic race of blonde-haired, blue-eyed people were the children of the sun, and how the fables and fictitious stories that the Europeans have made about their race of people is completely a lie. They are the genetic hybrids of the original humans. And in their old papers, they would discuss the original people of Germany as swarthy, or Nordic, or black, or dark, and having blonde hair. In ancient history, they've always been known to have blonde hair and blue eyes in this area. And the Hitler that they put in place is not the original Hitler. The real Hitler was a black man. And the empire of Germany was the empire of the children of the sun. And if you look at their history, at their notes, you will see that they evidently, openly admit that Germany was ruled by the black man and woman, the children of the sun, and this was their empire. And this is what they were taking over during World War I and World War II. They were over trying to destroy the empires that the children of the sun ruled in Europe, Asia, and in Spain. And let us look at this tapestry from 1455, ancient Germany, 1400s. And in the depiction, you can see the black Moors in the kingdom with the blonde hair fighting the European, or the wild man, who's now known as the European white man, but he was known as the wild man then. But you can see they had blonde hair, and if you look closely into the detail, you'll see they tried to put blue around the eyes to signal that these were blonde-haired, blue-eyed Nordic people from Germany. These were the original children of the sun, the rulers of this kingdom and of this land. These are the founding fathers of the advanced technological, architectural, cymatic wonders you see in Germany till this day. And they are the original people of Earth who ruled in Germany. And just take a look at the tapestry. They show that they're black with blonde hair, blue eyes, and these are what you call your master Aryan race.
That's
that
crazy.
Hitler, the white fake Hitler, was telling his people existed, trying to make it seem like it was the Europeans that were actually these people. And so we have to ask, who was actually Hitler if this gentleman Adolf Hitler that we see here wasn't Hitler? And this is just a theory that, you know, the real Hitler was actually a part of the Moorish Empire, and he was actually of Germanian Aussie descent, and he was a child of the sun, and that this gentleman here with the Charlie Chaplin mustache was actually an actor, and this isn't the real Hitler, supposedly. And then when you look at the real picture of Hitler, he was actually a Moorish general in the army of Germany at the time who were defending themselves against the wild man and against insurrectors who had turned against the empire and were trying to overthrow it. And this is where they came up with their Aryan, blonde-haired, blue-eyed race theory from the original Germany and the original children of the sun, who were blonde-haired with blue eye. So we know Hitler was actually a black Moor, and he was one of the last black Moors from the empire of the children of the sun who ruled in Germany. And even Benjamin Franklin wrote in his notes that most of the people in Germany were black. They were swarthy complected, right? And remember, swarthy means black. And this is Benjamin Franklin who wrote these notes to his people saying that this land was inhabited by the children of the sun, and the swarthy complexion people built this empire. And in Europe, we have the Spaniards, the Italians, the French, and all of Europe was ruled by black people, is stating that they were swarthy complected people. We're talking French, Italians, and Spaniards. So the original people were swarthy colored, dark hue or dusky complected people who ruled in Europe. And this is the history they are trying to erase. And you have Germany, which is right next to Austria, which is where the real Black Hitler was from. And he was described as swarthy and as being a dark complected man. And they literally rewrote history and took this out of our understanding. So they stole the story about the real blonde-haired, blue-eyed, powerful race of people and gave themselves that indoctrination, but they left out the fact that they got these traits from black people because they are a mutated version of black people. And they can't have genes that we don't possess because they get everything from us. But so the blonde hair and blue eyes is actually a DNA trait of the children of the sun. And because the Europeans are a mutated version of the children of the sun, they are capable of having this blonde hair and blue eyes. But they rewrote the narrative in history as if black people can't have blonde hair and blue eyes, as if we're not the originators of this source of ingenuity with humans. But we are the original blonde hair, blue eyed people, and the European people only have blonde hair and blue eyes because they are a mutated version of the children of the sun. And this is what they have been trying to deny and eliminate out of history. And they want you to think that when Hitler's talking about this master race of Aryan, blonde-haired, blue-eyed people, he's actually talking about Europeans, but he's actually talking about the children of the sun, the so-called black man, Negro, man and woman here now in America and all over the so-called globe, the firmament. But we are the originators of the blonde hair and blue eyes.
Boy.
So you have to understand, the reason they say Caucasian people are the only ones, or wanted you to believe they are the only ones who can get blonde hair and blue eyes, is because when Hitler was describing the aesthetics of these powerful people, they wanted you to believe it was the so-called modern day European man and woman, but it's actually the children of the sun. And if you review the tapestry from 1455 again, you'll notice that the Moors are fighting the pale wild men. They're fighting them for their empire and their kingdom. And this was something that they detailed because for hundreds of years, they had started fighting the wild men that they once educated and brought into the kingdom to try to civilize. And it should be noted that they had blonde hair and blue eyes, and they were dark-skinned people of Germany. Once again, this is the empire that was taken over by the wild man. So when you look at these depictions from the past, you see that the so-called black man and woman Negro of modern times had the blonde hair, blue eyes, and the dark skin traits first, and that we are the original humanity. In conclusion, the so-called black man and woman are the originators of blonde hair and blue eyes, and this is why their empire was taken over. And they are the original Aryans that Hitler spoke of, right? But in their papers, they tried to say that the Negro blood and Hitler's Aryans, Hitler stole his whole Aryan theory from the children of the sun and these 9 ether beings. So when you research the documents of the past and you find out that the Aryans were the so-called black man and woman, we are the 9 ether beings who originate the blonde hair, the blue eyes, and every trait. And you realize that Hitler was not a real person, and some even say he could have later played Walt Disney. But the empire of Germany was of the Tartarian empire of the children of the sun, as you see the griffins. So in conclusion, it has been discovered that the history we were taught about Hitler and the Jews and, you know, the Nazis and all of this was a conflicted history. The Jews are said to have been persecuted for being Khazarian descendants who are now taking the imagery of the Jews, and this is why the Hitler we know of was after them. So it said we are led to believe that the children of the sun ruled in Germany and ruled in that part of Europe as more still when World War I jumped off, and it was about them stealing our culture. This is after they had already been taught how to dress, and they had taken our style, our military understanding of how to rule the country, and they had been amongst us with the griffin, ruling the nation as the symbol for hundreds of years before this actually took place. So they were already residents within the empire of the children of the sun in Germany. And the story we're getting of Hitler is just a complete tale made up allegedly to disassociate the fact that this was the empire of the children of the sun, and the Europeans learned everything that they know from the culture.
Same people that everybody else was trying to kick out
their land. Culture, from the dancing to the dress code to the laws, the legislation.
Same people
to,
that's
you know, everything. I mean,
right now.
They're Sigmund Freud, they're psychologists. All of these people know that the origin of the empires did not come with the degeneracy of Hitler, and that World War II was not about anything other than overthrowing the last empire of the children of the sun. And so the narrative is the Hitler we know of was an actor. He was not the real Hitler. And the real Hitler, who was a black Moorish descendant of the empire of the children of the sun, was erased from history.
Beasts, we gave you language when all you could do was grunt, and now you rewrite history because the truth hurts and your lies bring comfort. Be grateful, Beast, we made you human.
The story you call Beauty and the Beast is about AKB.
They called themselves beasts, uncivilized, hairy, roaming the forest, centuries before the Moors uplifted them. We gave them libraries, streets, science, even courtly romance.
Look, what was 1350 CE?
Yes.
Europeans describe themselves as wild beasts. It's right here in the records. Bestiarium, Homo sylvestris. Europeans were literally classified as beast men.
Our archives show the truth. We civilized Europe.
Yep.
Europe literally called its own people wild men. Beast men. Livre de Merveille said they looked hairy as beasts.
Charlemagne's capitulary fined them for attacking caravans.
Beauty was the Moors. The beast was Europe.
Beauty was ours! The Moorish woman! The scholar! The noble! The divine!
The ones who taught y'all how to take showers. I don't got nothing against Caucasian people. I'm looking you dead in your eye when I say that. I don't got nothing against Caucasian people, but I got something against liars. I got something against deceivers. I got something against invaders. I got something against people who don't want to tell you the truth. And if that's you, that's you. What's the purpose of lying?
Beauty was the Moors. The beast was Europe. And the fairy tale was their confession.
Everything
Take a look
got
at this
inverted.
disturbing video posted by a gentleman who has only posted the following 3 videos on TikTok. He just started 5 days ago. Brand new account. These are the only 3 videos he's posted. It seems to be thermal imagery from a drone of something disturbing taking place in some mountainous wooded areas. He posted in Spanish, so I imagine it's somewhere near the border or in Mexico. It looks as though a gentleman is being chased by some sort of creature, but before that, he captures imagery of a group of gentlemen standing in a circle, dragging a body into the middle of it that looks like some sort of satanic worship. Then he captures a house. On top of these mountains, there's supposed to be no houses, and somebody's hiding in one of them. And I imagine it's the person that ends up being chased by this creature. Take a look.
Eight on one. That ain't fair. It's 80 y'all as one of him. 9 including that beast. Now I wonder, did they find him by drone? The only reason why I think that thing is living is because it was giving off a heat signature, but it kind of looked robotic. If you look at the arms were. This is new footage of the mall. New release footage. It's not new because it happened years ago, but. I've seen this before, so yep. And then we got her. Them bend back knees come from somewhere genetically. Think about it. My knees bend back as well. Not that far. What type of human do you know their knees bend back like that? Then she knows that it's like not natural looking, so she straightens it up. Looking over at the guy like she don't want nobody to see her do it. Looking over at him, filming her. And she gonna try to straighten it out. But naturally, boom, it goes right back to that. Now, there was a movie before. I forget the name of the movie, but it was a young black boy.
All right, y'all. So you remember that video I shared not too long ago about the gentleman who was digging his septic in his backyard, and he stumbled on these ancient relics, these burial tombs. It's in Hidalgo, Mexico. You have people already trying to smear it, act like it's not real, act like it's AI. But this gentleman just posted a video, and the stuff they are finding is even more profound than initially thought. They're finding crystal skulls in this burial tomb. They're finding beads and jewelry, metals, more tombs, seemingly what look like aircraft or spacecraft models, extraterrestrials, flying extraterrestrials. The hieroglyphs are amazing. All the while, he's getting zero media attention. Zero attention from the industry, zero attention from the community, the scientific community,
why, buddy.
the archaeological community. They're totally disregarding his discovery.
It's been wild the last month. We went from this to this on a land where there was a septic being installed. They broke through the ground floor and found multiple discoveries. It seems like every time they tried to dig a septic tank, they would find more pieces. And you know, afraid to lose their land, this was something of what do we do? And as they kept uncovering these pieces, well, as you can see, it depicts something and shows things that we're not accustomed to. It's in Tula Hidalgo. We've been defaced by people stating that's in Guatemala. We've been clowned by Giorgio Tsoukalos on an Ancient Aliens, stating that this was all a hoax with 100% guarantee. Clearly, no research was done, no science was backed. He doesn't have a scientific degree.
How you gonna build that?
So we just wanted to give you guys an update. The dig continues, as you can see here. Everything's been cleared out. Excavation continues. More pieces have been found. More things have been found underneath of here. It's likely that this could be a headstone of some form. And, you know, like we do with decorative tombs and headstones, the real burials are underneath. And that's exactly what we're finding is underneath these ground floors is literal burials and funerary type complexes, canoptic jars, Ouija boards, occult worship type practices, crystal skulls, many of them, lots of beads and different pieces of metal and bronze and brass.
But I wouldn't even tell nobody
actual
that I found that where I
stone
found it at,
structures
and I would
built
just
around
say-
these pieces. Things that opened up that are clearly ancient construction, ancient stonework.
That's a
These
craft
weren't
that
just
man was
placed
in.
here, you know. And I think that that's really important as we continue to excavate and we continue to open up these chambers to look at these type of things before you make radical assumption. And, you know, obviously mainstream science and the news isn't covering this, but they're also not covering a lot of things very clearly that have to do with these type of topics. And ask a mummy.
So they cut the video abruptly. I don't know why, but they did. But tell me what you guys think about that video. Crazy, crazy work. That's why I call it King Qeb'S Presents Paranormal Adventures. Ghosts, aliens, demons, and the overlords of the world. You feel me? Like for real, because we're up against some real stuff, y'all. If y'all don't know, we're up against some real powerful things, man. Now, I ain't even gonna say people. We're up against some powerful things. The overlords. Look in the top right-hand corner. The archons. We're up against them, y'all. For real. I got chills when I said that because they keep using us for our energy, bro. Put your energy towards something that is good for you. Put your energy towards something that'll benefit you. Please like, share, subscribe. Get this message out there to the people so they can see what's really going on. Because it's a lot going on, and I'm gonna keep showing y'all more. It's going down, y'all. No, it's going up, y'all. I'm gonna keep showing y'all what's going on. I'm gonna keep loving y'all. I'm keep blessing y'all with these videos and things and these compilations of this information that we find and we place out for the people to entertain and enjoy. You know what I'm saying? And infotain. You feel me? Dropping gems at the same time as singing hymns. Let's get it. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace to the people. Peace to the land. Keep growing.